Celebrity Sleaze now with Fram.
Yeah, I have a great idea. Since The Crown has decided not to proceed with any more seasons or episodes, Barnes, let's just start our own Morning X Royal Watch. Because there's so much to dig in here. You know, the royal family thought all these rumors were going to die down. No. That clip of her at that Windsor farm shop doesn't seem to have gotten the job done. And in more distressing news for the royal family, there seems to be fighting even within the royal family.
Remember I said yesterday, immediately when they put that video out, people are like, nope, it's not her.
It's kind of funny because even Andy Cohen from Bravo said on X, that ain't Kate. That ain't Katie. So everybody's like, what?
Someone there had to be close enough to her to know that that was her.
And did you know about this woman, Heidi Agan? She's this Kate Middleton impersonator?
No.
She even had to clarify that she wasn't in the royal video. In fact, my own social media has gone crazy as people think it's me. It's not, she said. And now here's the latest. The staff at London Clinic have probed over the medical records. Yes, a probe has been launched claiming staff at the London Clinic attempted to access her private medical records.
Well, of course, because they want to sell that.
Yeah, they've also launched an investigation into claims Kate's confidentiality was breached while she was a patient in January.
They 1,000,000% have to bring the crown back.
Why are they not? This is intense.
I've not watched one episode, but here I'm your test study. I will be there for it.
In other celebrity news, Whoopi Goldberg, among the celebs who have lost weight through medicine, she is finally speaking out on The View this week. She revealed that she had ballooned to nearly 300 pounds. She said, I just always felt like me, and then I saw me, and I thought, oh, that's a lot of me. Her drug of choice? Manjaro, which is what Queen took, which has helped her shed the weight. Here's Whoopi.
Well, that's what happens when you sit at a table and enjoy The View, right?
All day.
If you just sit nonstop. What's funny about this clip, listen to her trying to come up with the name of the drug she took to lose all that weight. It's kind of funny.
I weighed almost 300 pounds when I made Till.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really? And and I had taken all those steroids. I was on all this stuff. And one of the things that's helped me drop the weight is not Majolica. Mounjaro.
Yeah.
That's what I used.
Majolica is a plate.
She took this stuff and didn't know how to say the name of it? I know, it's not easy to pronounce.
And she's like, she downplays it. One of the things. No, all of the things.
Her co-host also admitted that she took the same drug after gaining 40 pounds during COVID. Sunny Hostin. That's pretty amazing.
Well, what's amazing about it? That the drug worked?
No, that they're all, like, the whole staff.
Oh, I was like, yeah,
no.
It's like, what? Of course we know that you did that.
Hey, do you remember, this is some good news in Celebrity Sleaze.
Finally.
Sweet news. It'll make you smile. Remember that show Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? It was actually really funny.
Didn't Foxworthy host that for a while?
Yeah, 2007. Wow, is that long ago? Yeah, Jeff Foxworthy hosted it until 2011. Then I didn't know that it came back, though, in 2015 with John Cena.
I didn't either.
Do not remember that. But guess what? Amazon Prime, working on a new version of the show with...
Who?
Travis Kelce.
Oh.
They're in talks this time.
What? These guys are trying to mooch off the Swift parade.
The show would feature celebrity guests instead of actual fifth graders.
Let's see if they break up, if he still has that offer.
I mean...
You know what I mean? Let's see. The dude's got enough money to make it. He doesn't need that job.
Do you think he would do it? I know, they're on some exotic island right now.
Yeah, what does he want to bother with that? He can't chase his, little mama train around.
This story's not going away. Jonathan Majors now sued by his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, again. Yeah, she claims that she was physically and emotionally abused and that Majors would threaten to harm himself if she left him. We knew that part. Now there's a new lawsuit following Majors being found guilty in December last year on 2 misdemeanor counts of harassment and assault against Jabari. Wow. Barnes, a friend of the Morning X and Celebrity Sleaze.
What?
Do you know who Shania Shea is, Barnes?
From Vanderpump?
Yeah, from Vanderpump Rules. I guess there was an episode this week. She hinted she was once in an orgy with John Mayer?
She hinted.
Well, she revealed the bedroom secret in a confessional as the cast played Never Have I Ever. When a producer asked her when she had an orgy, something she seemingly copped to during the game, she said it was an A-list celebrity. She didn't reveal the name of the celebrity she was referring to, but she did provide an obvious clue, Barnes. Quote, once upon a time, my body was a wonderland. I'll say that.
You know he's pissed about that.
Come on.
It's like, really?
Come
You're not
on.
going to say it, but you're going to say it without saying it. Good job.
Yeah. Playboy Mansion, since we're talking about stuff like this, was an erotic paradise of unending sexual pleasures if you were a guy. Now, if you were a woman, you kind of had to endure all the crap. At least that's how Jenny McCarthy makes her time at the mansion sound. She was on Monday's Watch What Happens Live.
Jenny, what do you remember from your Playboy days?
Oh my God, where do I start?
Really? Was it a
don't-
positive experience for you?
For me, because Hef was married at the time, and there was that big Playboy scandal TV show special.
Yes.
They asked me to be part of it constantly. I'm like, listen, I didn't have that experience. Pamela didn't have that experience.
Right.
We were at a different time, I think.
Right.
I was there when his kids were throwing bacon at me in high chairs.
Right.
It was like the perfect time.
Yes.
But there was so much, still sex going on with gross celebrities in the grotto areas and
Right.
stuff like that. I went to the party, so I got to see a lot of that action because there was only hot women and the ugliest dudes. They were really, really old. It was like Viagra Central.
Hot women and the ugliest dudes. Nice.
I guess becoming Playmate of the Year doesn't always guarantee success and getting more work. So in 1995, Jenny McCarthy wanted to be the co-host of MTV's Singled Out.
Love that show.
They didn't want her. She told Andy Cohen how she snuck into the job.
I got cast on MTV, but they rejected me 17 times.
MTV did.
They said, we'll never have a Playmate on this network. So I snuck into the auditions, disguised myself until I got down to the final two. And they're like, are you that Playmate that kept calling? I'm like, So that was it.
Do you know who you were up against?
Yeah, some female comedian that I can't remember, but she was doing jokes, and I wasn't. I was just being strong because you got to be with all these guys.
Yes.
You know? So I was being kooky and just myself, and I got it.
While I was in college, that was appointment TV to watch that show.
Singled Out, yeah.
Loved it.
Big time. Barnes, have you ever had to use an intimacy coordinator?
I have not needed to coordinate anything.
Well, we're talking about in movies, Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. You know, they're married in real life, but their new show, A Gentleman in Moscow, they have a sex scene. You'd think, oh, well, this is easy. They're married. Wrong. They used an intimacy coordinator.
Isn't that more awkward?
Yeah. He says, quote, it's still necessary because it's also about the crew and it's odd to be naked in front of people. It's odd to be intimate in front of the camera. If you were doing a dance scene, you'd have a choreographer. It's an important part of the work now because it's somebody that's the director and the actors meeting in the middle. I would think that would be awkward.
What are they choreographing? What is that? I'm being serious when I ask this question. What is that?
I guess the movements and stuff. It's I think because of the camera angles, they're actually choreographing the love making.
Oh, so you don't see stuff? So the crew
Probably.
doesn't see? Yeah, that's got to be weird doing it with your real spouse.
Let's get our producer to get an intimacy coordinator on the show.
On the show? Yeah. I don't know what they would do, but let's get them in here because we have a big payroll. Not.
Another moment on the Hollywood Walk of Fame this week. Dr. Dre, he brought some of his buds in the music business to, make sure they were there to help him out, including Snoop Dogg and Eminem. Dr. Dre talked to Jimmy Kimmel about working with artists outside of the genre.
Do artists from other genres often approach you and ask you to work with them?
Yes, all the time. But, my love is with hip hop. It really depends on the relationship. If I meet somebody that we click and what have you, then I'll go in the studio and get down.
Even if it's not your type of music? Like if it was let's say Dolly Parton wanted to record
I
an
love
album.
Dolly Parton.
Oh, that's something you would consider.
Yes.
He's going to go in the studio and get down.
She did do that rock album. Snoop explains where he thinks Dr. Dre's album, The Chronic's name came from.
Me and my homies was in Long Beach, right? And it was a white guy that used to come through the Poly Apartments and bring us bud. And he had hydroponic. But we smoked it and started saying hydrochronic and flipped it. And then that's when we started saying, oh, this weed is bomb. It's the Chronic. And Dre's album was so bomb, it only was right for it to call it the Chronic because it was the bombest thing on the streets at the time.
The Chronic.
Snoop breaking it down. What did you think of the Lollapalooza announcement?
I thought it was fitting. Blink-182 is a good headliner.
Yeah, Blink, Tyler, the Creator, SZA, The Killers, Hozier, 4-day festival kicking off August 1st at Grant Park in Chicago. Man, Jake Gyllenhaal making the rounds because of his movie, Roadhouse. So he was on Good Morning America. He talked about kind of taking on the legacy of Roadhouse and what it means to be in the same shoes as his late Donnie Darko co-star, Patrick Swayze.
He was always so kind and loving to me throughout, from the very beginning. Him and his wife, Lisa, always so supportive. And so, yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like pressure, but I felt a responsibility to him, you know, and it's an honor. It is a cult classic, so many fans of the movie, but also we've done it in a whole different way.
Other news, Dan Schneider has responded to the allegations of toxic behaviors on sets during his time at Nickelodeon. You know, that Discovery show we've been talking about, Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, claimed, among other things, that Schneider allowed toxic workplace conditions and that he tormented the cast and crew of his shows.
Yeah, when that thing came out, you knew he was like, ugh, not home, you know, closed.
This is what he had to say.
Watching over the past 2 nights was very difficult. Me facing my past behaviors, some of which are embarrassing and that I regret. And I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology.
I'm sure we'll see some more of that coming out.
Yeah, he also claims he did not hire the dialogue coach who was convicted of sexually assaulting Drake Bell in 2004. That is your Celebrity Sleaze.